All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a big one, maybe one of the biggest. We're diving into Revelation 13, this incredibly influential, super debated, and just powerful chapter. And yeah, we're talking about its vision of the beast.
So the chapter just throws you right in with this super dramatic, pretty ominous vision. You've got this figure, called the dragon, just standing there on the shore. And then bam, out of the sea comes this mysterious, really powerful creature.
Okay, so first up, we meet this creature from the sea. And let me tell you, this isn't just any old monster. The text describes it as this terrifying composite creature, kind of like a mashup of the most powerful predators the ancient world could even imagine. And just look at how it's described. Every single part of it is symbolic, right? It's got the speed of a leopard, the brute strength of a bear, and the mouth, the ferocity of a lion. And then you have these 7 heads and 10 horns, all wearing crowns. I mean, that just screams vast, ruling empire. It's no wonder that, for a long time, a lot of people read this and thought, yep, that's the Roman Empire, which, demanded that kind of absolute loyalty. And the text is super clear about where this beast gets all its power. It's not like it just has it naturally. Nope. It's explicitly given to it by that dragon figure we saw on the shore. The dragon literally hands over his power and his throne and great authority. Okay, and here's the kicker. This is what really launches it onto the world stage. One of its heads gets this wound that should have been completely fatal. But then, it's miraculously healed. And this one event just stuns the entire world. It fills them with wonder, and pretty soon everyone is falling in line and following this beast. And this really nails the world's reaction. We're not just talking about fear here, or even just submitting to a new ruler. This is straight-up worship. People look at this thing, this healed, impossibly powerful entity, and they see it as completely unrivaled. They start asking, who is like the beast? Who could possibly even wage war against it? So, okay, the beast has the world worshiping it. Now what? What does it actually do with all that authority? Well, the vision gets right into it. And let's be clear, this is not a passive power. Oh no. It is used actively and very, very aggressively. The text says that for a specific time frame, 42 months, its power is totally unleashed. It goes on this campaign of, blasphemy against God, and it actually wages war against God's holy people, and it conquers them. And this whole thing ends in what can only be described as total global domination, an authority that just blows past any tribe, language, or nation. But then, just when you think you've got it figured out, just as this first beast is cementing its absolute rule, the story takes a turn. A second beast shows up, and this one's different. It doesn't come from the chaotic sea, it comes from the firm ground, from the earth. And what's so fascinating here is the contrast between the two. You've got the first beast from the sea, right? It's monstrous, it's all about direct, overwhelming force. But then you have the second one from the earth, and it looks, deceptively gentle. It has horns like a lamb, but its voice, that gives it away. It speaks like a dragon. This whole structure, the dragon, the sea beast, and the land beast, a lot of people have pointed out that it feels like a dark parody of a holy trinity. So this second beast's role isn't to take over, not at all. Its job is to serve the first one. You can think of it as the propaganda department, or maybe the state religion for the first beast's empire. Its whole reason for being is to get the world to worship that original beast from the sea. All right, so how does it do that? How does it enforce this new world order? Well, the text lays out the whole strategy. And it's a strategy that starts with deception and ends with total, absolute domination. And what we get next is just this chilling, step-by-step plan. First, it performs these amazing signs, these miracles, to get everyone on its side. Then it uses that trust to set up a state religion, centered around an image of the first beast. And get this image is given breath. It can speak, and it has the power to have anyone who won't worship it killed. It all leads to this final, inescapable system of control. And that brings us to the famous mark of the beast. What's really wild is how it applies to everyone. Great and small, rich and poor, free and slave. It completely erases all those distinctions. Everybody is forced to get it. And here's the hook. It ties your very survival, your ability to buy or sell anything, directly to whether you've pledged allegiance to this beast. No mark, no food. It's that simple. Okay, we're coming to the end of the chapter now,
And it closes with one of the most famous, most cryptic passages in all of history. Really, it gives us one last clue, a kind of final puzzle that's meant to identify this whole system of power.
And I gotta say, I love this part. The text doesn't just give you a mysterious symbol and leave it at that. It throws down a challenge directly to you, the reader. It basically says, hey, you can figure this out. It calls for wisdom, for insight. That tells us this number isn't just some random thing. It's connected to something human, something that can be understood.
And of course, that number is 666. But really, the point isn't just the number, it's the challenge to calculate it. It's presented like a code that's just waiting to be cracked. And for thousands of years, people have been trying to do just that, trying to figure out what person or what system this number is pointing to. And that has led to, well, a whole lot of speculation. So when you pull it all together, what do you have? You have this really profound story about power. You have the raw, brute force power of the first beast. And then you have the sneaky, persuasive power of the second beast backing it up. And the whole thing leads to a system of absolute control, both economic and spiritual. It's a story that for 2,000 years has really made people stop and think, what does it really mean to pledge your allegiance to something?